Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Can we talk with Monique? I am Monique. Thank you so much for joining me today. This upload is really it's not even it was just really gut-wrenching for me. But I think these are things that occur in our community that we need to discuss and we need to see and read about. Even though some of them are very tragic, we need to look and delve into these cases so that way we can see the common denominator and some of those red flags that all of us ignore or have ignored. A lot of us who have been in these domestic violence situations, we were able to get out, but we probably don't even know how close we may have been to not getting out alive with these individuals, these entities, these narcissists and sociopaths. This is a story of a beautiful woman who, I don't know why my computer does this, guys. This is the story of a beautiful woman. This happened in 2017, and I've just been researching cases to go back into the background to see not what the woman did wrong. That's totally not it. But so we can see from our point of view things that we may be able to do if you are in a relationship or getting ready to get in a relationship, or these are things that may have come up in your relationship, and now looking back, you're able to look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, that happened to me as well. This was a beautiful, wonderful, educated mother of 4. And let's go to this article. This is People magazine. It is dated 2017 by Adam Carlson and Christine Pelisek. And just know this channel is for education and entertainment purposes, but this is definitely for education as it relates to narcissistic awareness, abuse, and domestic violence. Okay, so I just wanted to preface that. So let's look at this headline. And so when I saw this headline, I did some digging. Teacher killed by husband in elementary school murder, suicide, had decided she had to get out per her mom. Karen Smith's mother is certain that her daughter is in heaven and that her daughter's husband, who killed her at her elementary school, is not. This occurred in April of 2017. Karen Smith's mother is certain that her daughter's in heaven and her daughter's husband, who killed her, is not. He, I am sure, went to hell for breaking God's law, Irma Sykes tells People less than 24 hours after Smith, 53, was shot and killed in her classroom at North Park Elementary in San Bernardino, California. And I tell you guys on videos, I did a video just to keep your head on swivel. Even if you've coming out of a relationship, one of the most dangerous times is when you break up with one of these narcissists. Sykes is referring to Cedric Anderson. So Cedric Anderson was the male who killed Karen Smith, his wife, whom police describe as Smith's estranged husband. The two were married in January. So listen to this, guys. The two had just gotten married in January of 2017. She had decided from whatever something occurred that she needed to get away from him, and they stopped living together. She wanted no parts of it. She probably was going to get the marriage annulled. But of course, being the person that he was, he could not take it. Police said Anderson came into Smith's special education classroom of 15 students just before 10:30 a.m. on Monday and fatally fired on her several times in front of her students. This is how, and I'm going to take you down this path and let you guys see how misleading, how devilish, how covert these people are. He didn't say a word, according to police. Then he killed himself. 2 male students, 8 and 9, were behind Smith during the shooting and were also hit. The 8-year-old Jonathan Martinez died. So a lot of times when there's domestic violence and this person goes tick boom and these demons possess them to go and kill, there are always casualties that people who are just, bystanders that get hurt. And it was an 8-year-old boy that was also killed. Sykes, who is Karen Smith's mother, tells people her daughter was a mother, a fine young lady, and very spiritual. And she was. And the thing that gives me so much hope and peace doing this story is that this young woman was a believer. She raised 4 beautiful children that are also believers. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Police told reporters on Tuesday that Smith had worked for the school district for the last 10 years and had joined North Park in 2015. So she had only been at the school since 2015 for 2 years. She had 4 children, adult children, according to police. She was born again. She was a Christian. She loved the Lord, her mom says. She trained her children at church, and that is very true. Friend Jolene Woolham says Smith's love for God was undeniable, which is great. She was the type of person who continuously let you know she cared. Woolham says, adding, I can't stress this enough. Smith's family are the most sincere, devoted Christian family. And a lot of these narcissists, if you are good and you have light in you, they're attracted to that wholesomeness, that goodness. He knew who he was getting involved with. These demons, I keep telling you, come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Please understand that this is the truth. Woolham says she last spoke to Smith in December while Woolham was attending her ailing father. She stressed concern about my health through those few weeks to see if I was okay. I am very heartbroken. Now let's go down to the picture. Now I'm going to show you how your eyes tell a story. This is the gentleman, the man that killed his wife. He killed her. That's Karen Smith. And that's Cedric Smith. And then he killed himself. Look at her eyes. Her eyes, she looks troubled. She looks concerned. They just got married in January, and as of March, they had separated. She left. Now let's look at the picture carefully. He looks like a handsome man, but and this picture to me was haunting because he looks similar to somebody that was a narcissist and that was abusive toward me. But look at her eyes. She looks very perplexed. Almost like she's taking a picture but thinking like, something ain't right here. That's that intuition. Don't ever deny your intuition. So let's go down past the picture. A wolf in sheep's clothing. I did a video on a wolf in sheep's clothing. These narcissists, that's who they are. Smith's religion connected her to her new husband, who had worked as a pastor in the Los Angeles area, her mom says. From what the research that I have done and looked online, and I may be wrong, but I've seen several quotes where they said he wasn't even a pastor. He lied. So he knew religion was important to Miss Smith, and he used that to lure her in. That was the common denominator, because if he was probably not a God-fearing man, she probably wouldn't even have dealt with him. So he turned himself into one. Smith knew Anderson for a number of years before they wed. So she probably knew him, but in order for him to get with her, he probably became wholly sanctified and started going to church to woo her in. Okay? This is what they do. They study you. The mother said he always showed his good side, the mask. He never showed the other side. This is what they do. Unassuming. Posts on the apparent Facebook pages for both Anderson and Smith show they discussed their relationship in happy terms multiple times. No, he discussed their relationship on terms. She didn't seem like she commented on nothing. Anderson once called Smith an angel. So let's go over to his Facebook page, y'all, because he was a hot mess. Now, this is her again in another picture, but look at her eyes. And look at some of the comments. Her eyes this is somebody who left a comment on the page. His Facebook page is still open, y'all. Her eyes is speaking volumes. She looks to be concerned, but trying to figure some things out. See, she's like, mm-mm. Now, this picture was taken February, and he killed her in April. She separated from him in March. They had just got married in January. Let's go and look at some more on his page. This was the picture here. She looks perplexed. He was something else. Look at this. This is this beautiful woman right here. And somebody put rest in peace, rest in paradise, Karen. This was her right here. Okay. This was her just in February. Okay. She married him in January, but something happened to where she separated from him. Okay. And he was not going to have that. But when I looked at some of his posts, I could tell that he had some evilness going on. He was still posting. Now, this is March, and he's posting things about Greenleaf. But apparently in March, she has separated from him. She was not with him. I think this is him saying it here. Let me go back to a post. And I'm sorry for scrolling. But I just want to let you guys know that Facebook and these websites are fake. What you see are not real. Okay? It is not real. So let's go back to a post. Let's go back to a post here. Now, this is somebody named Jennifer Leonard. I don't know if this is a friend. Karen, she's talking about the woman that was killed. Karen did see his inner demons. That's why she had left him. The school let him in to see her, but Karen didn't let the school know that she had split up from him. It was still pretty private. He was psycho. He refused to let her go, so he took her out with him. Very selfish. So, yes. Now, this is in March. He's still posting. My wife is in love with Greenleaf. I have to watch, laughing out loud. He was separated from her. Okay. He was separated from her. Let's see. March 12th. I'm getting love like this. This is Sade. She probably wasn't even with him at the time. My wife, Karen Smith Anderson, is an angel. Okay. He's posting his stuff and he's not even with her in the house. Probably. Date night, March 10th. They were separated from what I understand. This was all lies. March 10th, he's saying, Kay, you could never take this cold. He was filming himself at work. He liked to talk about himself. So he's talking, he's doing all this talking. Let's see, there was one, let's see. Look at this one, very, very church. Revelations 3:2, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die. Child, this man was psychopathic. All his posts are subliminal. He was speaking through them. Absolutely. Absolutely he was. March 5th, date night. He posts. Let's see. Well, what's going on? Come on, computer. Don't start acting foolish. This is date night. But there was one post that he had. And I can't, that's when we know. I can't, there was something he posted that was like, what? What is that? I don't know. Yeah, this man was sick. At work and blessed. Now, this is something he wrote. Prayers for overcoming the lies of the enemy. From this day forward, I will condemn the thoughts that the devil sends to penetrate my mind and confess that I will defeat the enemy by Look, this man had normally she saw something and got away from him. That was March. he was fighting some real demons somebody put on his page. Yes, he definitely was. But there was something else he wrote. I don't see it. It's hard to be the person who never gives up. Let's see. That's not it. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. He just had some demons, and looking at his posts, and I think she realized, that there was something wrong with him. And she got away from him, but he wasn't going to let her go. He had some demons. But I'm trying to, here it is. I love being married to Karen Anderson Smith. It was just too much. This was the post. She probably was getting rid of him, or he did something to her. Listen to this. Hold on one second. Let's play this. Let's go.
What I love about my wife, boy, she is making me really happy. She knows when to ignore me. Well, that makes a happy marriage. What I love about my wife, boy, she is making me really happy. She knows when to ignore me.
She was ignoring him. She probably had left him February 26th. Something happened. Something happened because March she had left. So that was his Facebook page, guys.
She is making me really happy.
So married in January, right? Let's go back to the article. Married in January. She killed him in April, but she left him. So I saw him a couple of months ago in February, and I remember him talking about how great his wife was. Najee Ali, an acquaintance of Anderson's, tells people. So yeah, in February, something happened between February and March, but such behavior seemed to mask the truth. So the wolf in sheep's clothing. Once they were married, he showed the other side, Sykes says. So Sykes is Miss Karen, the late departed Karen Smith's mother. He showed another side. So obviously she talked to her mom about what was going on. But we cannot negate when these people start acting a fool. You got to treat it like your life is in danger. Hold on, let me drink my tea, y'all. Excuse me. Things change very quickly, right? These people he might have kept the mask on. He knew that he had to be talking about God and all this stuff to get with her. He knew she was a Christian. He knew that was the only way he was going to get this woman. And he put on a pretendation. He pretends, they get the Academy Award, the Oscar goes to, the Emmy goes to. Things changed very quickly, said Karen's mother, according to Sykes. Her daughter decided she had to get out of the situation. Now, this is a college-educated woman, I think with a master's degree. He tricked her, got into the house with her, and she started seeing the behavior. That's why you see those pictures with her eyes. She was looking like kind of strange. Let me scroll back up. You see? She was like, this ain't right. This Negro is crazy. That's what she was saying in her head. That's the look that you get when you go, this dude is nuts so fat though, and I need to get the hell away from him. And how the hell am I going to do this? I just got married to this Negro, and now I got to try to get out of this situation. This is what she's saying in this picture. I'm telling you. And he's thinking, I fooled her. But see, he had everything based on that. And let's go back. Once they were married, he showed the other side. Things changed very quickly. You know how these narcissists do. They change real, real quick. Okay? And she has decided. She made the right decision, but there were some things that we need to look at that could have been done. Would it have changed things? I don't know, but possibly. She was working at her job at a school. She did not tell the school what had happened or that she had separated from him. Now, the school should have known better than to let this man into the school. I don't care if that's her husband or not. They should not be allowed in the classroom. Let them meet outside, in the lunchroom, out in the back, but not in the classroom. This happened in front of kids, people. This is the sad part about this. They were only married for about 3 months, and she decided she needed to get away from him, her mother said. Ali says Anderson always presented this image as a very spiritual, godly man, but obviously he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. Please, guys, don't think that this person who may have impregnated you, had children with you, whatever the case may be, that they will not kill you, because they don't care. The murder-suicide recasts Anderson's work in a new light. According to Ali, he was consistently on the radio. So now that suicide is over, people are looking back at his behavior and going, yeah, there were things that stuck out. Here's the red flags. And they're looking at, according to Ali, he was consistently on the radio. He was always posting on Facebook. That attention, right? It was a church ministry. He was essentially a narcissistic person who loved the spotlight. He loved his voice on the radio and loved putting videos of himself on his Facebook page. Now, when we go back to his Facebook page, you do not see anywhere his wife has posted anything, no hearts from her, nothing. It's all him about stupidity, violence, just crazy, weird stuff, very crazy and demonic. That's all that I'm saying. This man, I really do feel, was demonic. I think he was in the military, if I'm not mistaken. This was something he wrote February 20th. Without a network of enemies or antagonists, you have no consistent resource for the development of character. Okay, you don't need to have a network of enemies or antagonists. Problems come up and problems do, make you stronger. But he's basically saying, if I don't have people against me, that he crazy. Honestly, nothing has perfected me more than these last several years than my enemies. Sick. They have pushed me, become publicists for me, helped me learn to tame my tongue, and most importantly, they have taught me that I don't have to retaliate. He was sick. I have no successful enemies. Good Lord Jesus. He was crazy. He was out of his mind. And she realized that, but too late. Yes. So he's posting somebody else's quotes here. And he put here, people who are jealous of you always try to present themselves as the alternative to you. You see how they project? This is who he was. Woo! Lord Jesus. This is her. He posted her, my sexy wife. This is February 20th. She looks sad. This is how we start to look when they start to drain us, and she started realizing, look at a beautiful woman she was, though. Lord have mercy. Lord. Anyway, this is what happens. Look how beautiful she was. Such a beautiful, look at that smile. See, this is when she didn't realize just yet, but she got married, and then 6 weeks, 8 weeks later, she was like, But she still had a glimmer in her eye there. So this man did what he did. Let's go back to the article. So he was essentially a narcissistic person who loved the spotlight. We can tell that from his Facebook page. He posted all of this stuff, and his wife never posted anything up there. While police told reporters that Anderson had a criminal history of domestic violence and weapons charges, officials said his behavior didn't ring any warning bells on Monday before he opened fire. It wasn't until the shooter came into the classroom that he presented the weapon, police said Monday. They said Anderson simply said he was there to drop off something with his wife. The people at the front desk let him in. And he went back there. They did show him on the cameras, though, from what I've read. They showed him trying the side doors to the school. They weren't open, so he had to come through the front. A school district spokesman told people that when he entered the school from the front office, and no one felt uncomfortable and said he shouldn't be allowed in. He followed the procedures. So this is people at the school. Poor babies. The children are heartbroken, I know. But she is with the war. She is with the Lord. She definitely is. So let's go back to this. Look at him. Look at him. Lord. We got to understand what's going on here. Now, let's go to the next article. Okay. That's not the one. Let's go to the next article. We went to his Facebook page and we see that he was a psychopath. Look at this. There's some more pictures of him. And handsome guy, but again, he was sick in his head. So let's go to some articles. So I had to do a little bit more digging because I was like, well, what did she not know? First of all, their school said they didn't know anything about. Now, this is her going home service. And I'm going to show you some things. I was able to research this. Karen Elaine Smith, November 17, 1963 to April 10, 2017. Less than 3 months after she got married to this man. And after a month and a half, she was Audi 5000. So let me go to another article. Look at this one. This is called Campus Safety. It says San Bernardino school shooter had a history of domestic violence and arrests. I'm not sure if Karen knew this. This is why I tell y'all, do background checks. Anybody, let's put it this way, sis. If y'all are on these websites, swiping to the left and right, on Black Planet, Plenty of Fish, all of these websites, even the ones where you got to pay. If you do a background checks on these people and it comes up that they have domestic violence, arrests, or charges against them, but they will drop, don't let them tell you a story. Because a lot of times the women don't show up and these charges get dropped that way. Not that they didn't do anything, but it's showing you how when there's a history of domestic violence, it usually never stops. Never, ever, 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 ever. Okay? Ever. So let's talk about it. San Bernardino school shooter had a history of domestic violence and arrests. North Park school officials were unaware of the gunman's criminal past and victims' concern about him. I think one or two things happened. He started acting Looney Tune, Fruity Tunes, or she found out about these arrests. She didn't know nothing about it. And she was like, this Negro is exhibiting them signs. Or he grabbed her, did something to her, and she found out about this, did a little background check, and was like, I'm done. I'm not, no ma'am. Or was, whatever. So let's talk about it. Karen Smith was 53 and Cedric Anderson was 53. Okay. It says the gunman responsible for the shooting deaths of a North Park Elementary School special education teacher and student on Monday had a long history of domestic abuse in his previous relationships. Do a background check. Even if it's just one thing on their record of he pushed some, what do they call it? Simple battery, assault. Lose their number. Don't let them in. Don't call them no more. Just get rid of them because these people are abusers. Now let's go on. Nearly 2 decades before Cedric Anderson shot Karen Smith, his wife, and 2 of her students, his previous wife sought to obtain a restraining order against him. The Los Angeles Times is reporting that Anderson's former wife claimed he threatened her over the phone to kill her. The divorce was reportedly very nasty, with him accusing her of assault. So you know how they'll flip the switch and say, she's the one that's been beating on me. No. So it was a divorce. So I'm telling y'all, when y'all are going through divorce, and I got to tell y'all, I had to plan what I did, and I did not divorce this person right away. But when I did, I planned out what I was going to do ahead of time. Because I know that these people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs sometimes. And this is the truth. Okay. More recent allegations of domestic abuse. So 20 years before he got married to Karen, he was married to somebody else. So y'all got to look at the past history. The other wives, they will tell you what if this person is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The people behavior usually don't change. I know ours is because we getting keen to these narcissists. Hold on, let me get another sip of my tea. But y'all, family, men, woman, brother, sister. Okay. So 20 years before he was married to another woman, she went to get a divorce. He threatened to kill her. She got order protection. She left him because he was violent and he was a fool. But more recently, in 2016 now, he got married to this young lady, Karen, in 2017. But 2016, a year before, allegations of domestic violence involved a former girlfriend who also filed a restraining order against Anderson in 2016. She alleged that he abused her over several months, threatening her with a butcher knife and trying to suffocate her with a pillow. In 2013, authorities arrested and charged Anderson with misdemeanor assault. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what the assault and battery is, but if somebody tells you, well, oh yeah, I took a knife out, tried to stab her, and I tried to smother her with a pillow, that sounds totally different from misdemeanor assault and battery. Disturbing the peace and brandishing a weapon. However, the charges were dropped when the victim didn't show up in court. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Get their backgrounds. If they don't want you to do a background search on them and they want to excuse themselves, and you see anything related to assault, battery, misdemeanor, brandishing, whatever, these people are abusers. They should stamp on their records abuser, and then we would get it, because a lot of people don't know this legal terminology. This is legal terminology and double speak for I beat up women. I'm sorry, y'all. In 1982, he was arrested 4 times for theft, weapons, and domestic violence, but was not convicted because the person probably didn't show up, left them alone, and got far away and was like, I'm done. This man right here, this one, now he gone, wherever he gone, but this one, let me show you. Hold on, his oak. This is, you cannot judge books by their cover. You look, this right here. See that? That one right there. Yep. See, somebody wrote here, which is very true. Wow, the power of 1 second delusional social media image. Just the power of it looks good, but it's just an image. It ain't real. This man did her in and him in. She looks tired there. Something she found out about him. I think she found out about this mess here. He had a long history. Multiple. Anytime you see somebody who has restraining orders against them, get the heck away from them. Don't call them, change your number. You don't owe them no explanation. That's it. Had she, and I'm not saying this would have changed anything, because he was a lunatic and he had weapons. And how was he able to get a gun anyway? Had she told the school what she knew, you got to keep your head on swivel and think ahead of what you think they could possibly do. Will he follow me to school? He might. Let me tell the people at the front office that if he shows up, call the cops. This man is violent. He has a history of abuse. He's threatened women, blah, 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 blah. Or he's threatened me. That could have saved. They would have known what to do as soon as he showed up. One of the things I talk about is that a lot of us keep these secrets. We don't talk because we're embarrassed. But that's why I'm on this platform. If we expose these people, a lot of them can't go to do what they do to other people. If we do what we're supposed to do. But I cannot blame her, because even with my situations with domestic violence, we are so trauma bonded. She probably just wanted to get away and just go away quietly. But these people don't know how to go away quietly. You see, he had a long list dating back to 1982. Tried to smother the woman and suffocate her with a pillow. Come on now. Let me go to the next story. This one was the Los Angeles Times. He killed his wife and an 8-year-old boy before turning the gun on himself. Now look at her face. See, this is what I'm saying. She looked tired. San Bernardino gunman had a history of domestic abuse allegations. So let's go down here. No one at North Park Elementary School knew the private anguish of special education teacher Karen Smith. In March, after only 2 months of marriage, Smith, 53, had left her husband. She left him, and he refused to let her go. When you don't want to be bothered, they don't know how to accept that. And so only 2 months of marriage. So this Negro, who knows what he did? Excuse me, I hate to God rest the dead. Anderson reached out to her repeatedly. So the phone calls, 1,000 phone calls, 1,000,000 phone calls, and you telling a person you don't want to be bothered, to try to persuade her to return. He had made multiple threats against her. Take these threats seriously. Tell somebody, which she relayed to her family. She relayed it to her family. She didn't relay it to the cops, and she didn't relay it to the school. She didn't go and get an order of protection. When they make a threat to you and they have that's why we need to do background history. So sometimes doing the background history, if you figure this situation out, don't ever get involved with them. But if it comes to the point that you are involved with them and then you find out they have a history of violence, and they threaten you, you go down and get your order of protection and then show their previous violent history. The judge should give you a order of protection based on their past. Or they may be on parole or probation from what they did before, and they could get locked up, and so that you can get safe. But she related to her family. Police said she was concerned by his behavior, but saw it as attention seeking. These people, yes, they like attention. She probably knew he was a narcissist, but these people are sociopathic and they're crazy. What Smith may not have known was that Anderson had a history of allegations of violence made by at least 2 other women with whom he had been romantically involved. Look, by the mouth of 2 witnesses, it is confirmed he was an abuser, obviously, and a murderer. One accused him of trying to suffocate her with a pillow and threatening her with a butcher knife, according to court papers. He once bluntly told his ex-wife that she would die, she stated in court proceedings. Okay. On Monday, Anderson's propensity for violence brought him to his wife's school, where surveillance footage showed him searching for an unlocked door. This nigger was going to try to sneak up on her and do her in, but he couldn't get in, so he was still determined. He went to she was done with him. She was already done with him, and they can't accept that. An employee there recognized him as Smith's husband, and after asking him to sign in, allowed him to walk alone to her classroom. That's not an uncommon practice for family members of teachers and other employees, which is very true. Because I used to go up to my son's school all the time, sign in, go in, bring them lunch, bring them Chick-fil-A, talk to the teachers, blah, blah, blah. But in Smith's classroom, Anderson fired 10 shots from a Smith & Wesson, stopping at one point to reload. Then he shot himself. He was a sick, demonic entity. Those spirits into him. That was his assignment. That was his assignment, to do her in. Don't y'all understand what I'm just trying to tell you? That was his demonic assignment. These narcissists are demonic. I don't know how I can say that any much closer, any louder. Smith died at the scene. 2 children were struck, an 8 and a 9-year-old, and the 8-year-old died, unfortunately. Since the shooting, police have visited addresses linked to Anderson and has sourced his past, including his stint as a preacher and handyman in Las Vegas. So he had odd jobs. This man was not stable mentally. He had a stint as a preacher. I wonder what happened with that. Investigators interviewed Smith's family and friends, probing her husband's recent actions. San Bernardino Police Chief Jared Burgwan said Tuesday. The inquiry has focused on what transpired during the couple's marriage and what drove him to carry a gun into the school, where Smith's colleague knew nothing of the trouble at home. Police, let's see, it says here, police say her co-workers still viewed her as a newlywed. They didn't know what was going on, but I'm telling you, she found something out. She had to find out his background. He snapped on her, or she figured this Negro is really crazy. Something triggered that. She was like, She knew it was done. She effectively kept her private life private. They were both adults and they had adult children, so it's not like there were a lot of people who were truly engaged in their business. Some saw hints of trouble. Oh, here come the red flags. Lincoln Cooper, who runs a food bank in Paris, said he met Anderson by chance at a Riverside gas station last month. During the conversation, Anderson cast blame on his estranged wife's family for keeping her away from him. You see how they do? When Anderson spoke of his marriage, he often clenched his fists, and he admitted to calling Smith every day. Lord Jesus, he was sick. He said, I don't know what to do. I can't focus on anything else, Cooper recalled. So he obviously befriended somebody at that gas station and told them about their breakup and, started deflecting and projecting. The family knew about what was going on, but he knew he probably couldn't get to her at the house. So he went to the school because that would be the place where he would go. For Anderson, a self-professed pastor, so he claimed he was a pastor. He said he was a pastor. He pretended to be a pastor. Allegations of brutality trailed his former relationships. Nearly 2 decades ago, his then wife sought a restraining order amid divorce proceedings after Anderson called her and told her she was going to die. So anytime you divorce these fools, they have a problem. They could be the nicest persons, give you children, whatever the ever. They don't care. I'm trying to tell you that. It don't matter. They'll take you away from your family, and they'll kill themselves too. The separation turned even more bitter as the couple fought over the custody of their 3 sons, who at the time were all younger than 10. She called her ex-husband a habitual liar. Remember the pathological liar? There's a video that I did on how narcissists are just pathological liars. And he accused her of assaulting him. They'll lie, they'll put bruises on themselves and get you arrested. If you go to the, I told you in one of my videos, the Amber Life, she did a story about domestic violence, and she ended up getting arrested because this fool said he hit her, which it was the other way around. Lord have mercy. As recently as 2016, Anderson was subject of domestic violence related restraining order involving a former domestic partner, a woman in Torrance, and her 12-year-old daughter. So yet again, he's involved with a woman with a child. He put domestic violence. There was a restraining order. That was in 2016. And in 2013, the woman said she had been ironing clothes around Memorial Day when Anderson ran upstairs and pushed her onto the bed and began grabbing a large butcher knife. Lord, that's scary. He told me he was sick of me, the woman recounted in court papers. They didn't identify the woman because she's a alleged victim of domestic violence. Anderson had tried to suffocate her with a pillow, she said, after he learned she planned to go to karaoke with a friend. They don't want you to, look, these people are crazy. He then put the pillow over my face and held it so I could not breathe, she wrote. I fought as hard as I could. I thought I would die that night. I think this woman found out about him. He probably snapped, did something. She investigated his background and found this out. And she was like, I'm done. Because once you read this, then you're like, She told the court there was a pattern of abuse over several months. Police were called 5 times to their address. Anderson was arrested by Torrance police in 2013 and charged with by the city prosecutors with, now guys, listen to these words, misdemeanor assault and battery. It sounds very unassuming. It sounds like it's just, I pushed her. No, he took a pillow and tried to suffocate her. It should have been attempted murder. He took a knife, and said he was going to kill her. All he got charged with was misdemeanor assault and battery. And anytime you see disturbing the peace, that could mean you stalking, praying around somebody's house. The case was abandoned when the victim did not turn up to testify. A lot of people are scared. They don't want nothing to do with them. They move to someplace else and they leave it alone. Had she came, maybe he would have got convicted. So you see how sometimes the ball gets dropped down the road, but I had to go and do some background investigating to see what happened here. Despite 4 arrests since 1982 on suspicions of theft, weapons, domestic violence, he was never convicted of a crime. Never, ever. He was also allowed to obtain a gun, although the weapon he used that day, it was purchased in 1979. Never convicted. And it's somebody that I know, person that I was dealing with. Come to find out from this person's wife that he used to say to me, this ain't my first merry-go-round or something. As if to say, I'm thinking relationship. No, he's talking about, I've been the abuser before, and this ain't my first, go around on this thing. I done hit people, did stuff to people, go in the court, all of this other good stuff, but he's never convicted. And I think it's in multiple states. I have a feeling I think it's in multiple states, not just in the state where I'm at now. This is how these people get around. Or sometimes the women, we just so tired, we don't even want to be bothered. It says here, let's see. It's just very sad. Okay. It's very, very sad. So not only did a child lose their life, Yeah, it's very sad. She tried to get out, but she underestimated the threats. If somebody threatens you, take the threat seriously. If you're able to go into hiding, if you're able to get somebody to, one of the things I'm going to recommend y'all do, because you got to be safe. If you have money, hire a private investigator. Have them put a tracker on their car. Because if these people are following you and stalking you, and you have no idea, having that evidence, especially if you're married, in some states, it is legal. In the state that I was in, that's what I did. I hired a private eye because I feared for my safety. And these people will stalk you. They will. And if you have that evidence, you can take that to a judge and it can be used as proof, and you'll know that what these people are up to. Have somebody else keep an eye on them. You can't watch them all the time, but if they're stalking you to work and checking out your every move, that GPS tracker is going to tell the private eye where this person is. And if it's a safety issue, if you have a good private eye, my private eye will tell me if that person came anywhere within 5 miles of where I was at. I would get a phone call. Ring. Hello? Yeah, he's so and such and such and such. I just want to let you know. That's the type of, I had to pay money for that. I'm still paying that credit card bill. But for your safety, it's better than nothing. When they threaten you, you let the police officers know. And if your state is legal, you hire a private eye and you have them track them, not only to see what they're doing, if they're going and buying weapons or doing all type of crazy stuff, but if they are tracking you and following you. And that way you can go and get a protective order and get one and maybe get that person locked up. Now, I know I'm kind of passionate, not even kind of. So this man had a history. Now, this is the sad part. This is her going home service. And it brought me to tears because this is her celebration of life video, and you could see how beautiful this woman was. And I'm going to play a little bit of it. But when these people, they come to steal, kill, and destroy, I thank God this woman was a believer because she is with the Father right now. However, she has beautiful children. And one of her daughters just recently got married, and she missed that. Well, she didn't miss it because she wasn't in the presence right there in the physical, but she was able to see it in the spiritual. But this is what he stole from her. So let me show you part of the homegoing. And I have to show you guys this because this is how serious this is. Lord have mercy. Beautiful, beautiful. Look how beautiful. It's a beautiful, look how beautiful this woman is.
I hope you never lose
Gorgeous.
your sense of wonder.
Guys, watch this.
Get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single
how
breath
beautiful.
for granted. God forbid love ever
Do
leave
not
you
underestimate
empty-handed.
these
I
demons.
hope you still
Don't you
feel
underestimate
small
them.
standing by the ocean. Whenever one door closes,
She had beautiful children, beautiful spirit. Look at this. Look at this woman. Look at that. And a beautiful family.
And when you get the choice to
These
sit it
people
out
come to steal,
or
kill, and
dance,
destroy. Beautiful.
I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Beautiful. How gorgeous.
I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance, and never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth the making. Don't let some habit harm leave you bitter.
Beautiful.
When you come close to selling out
That's her and her husband before.
Give the heavens above more than just
Gorgeous.
a passing glance.
Such a beautiful family.
And when you get the choice to sit it
And so
out,
I want you guys to see this, because this is the type of thing that we're fighting for. Domestic violence is real. It takes people away from their families. It shadows families. And I don't even know this woman, but she's a woman. She's a mother. She's one of us. She's a human being. That beautiful baby. Look at her. Gorgeous. So anyway, I'm going to stop this. But the thing that I wanted to show you was that her daughter, who posted this celebration, her daughter is Jennifer Enwedo, and I'm going to go to her channel right now. And so let me see, my computer's slow. So her mom was Karen Smith, and Jennifer, her daughter, got married. And I want to show you some of the video to show you how domestic violence affects families and generations to come, because her daughter is now a married woman and may one day have children that her mom will not see in the physical. And I'm going to just show you part of this right quick. Let's see if I can. This is the wedding highlights. Let's see if I can play this. And it's beautiful. Beautiful. So my computer's a little slow because I got about 100,000,000 tabs open. But this was the research that I did to try to piece together the story. And I want you to see that this is a story of families, of lives that are impacted. And this is her daughter, who recently was married. And her mom is not here to see her get married. And yeah. But this is a beautiful couple. I wish them, look how beautiful. Look
Marriage
how
is
gorgeous.
a most honorable
She looks just like
estate
her mom.
created and instituted
Beautiful,
by God,
gorgeous. And I want to send my
unto us the
condolences
mystical union
to
which
them for the
also
loss of
exists
their
between
mom.
God,
She is in heaven with our
Christ,
Father.
and the church. So
But
too may this marriage be
congratulations to you
adorned by
on your
true
wedding.
and abiding love.
Look how beautiful. Look how gorgeous. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Wonderful. Ooh. The inn at Laguna Beach. I think that's her mom, maybe a picture of
Jennifer,
her mom.
my love, my
Look
best
how
friend.
beautiful.
It's no secret that I've been looking forward to this
So-
day since I was 11 years old, listening to Jagged Edge, talking about.
So, guys, this takes us back to domestic violence. This is the mother. We just saw the daughter who recently got married, and mother is not there to see her. We see this man here who has had a history of a propensity to violence in the past. And that is why it's so important. Ladies, gentlemen, because women can be abusers too. You must. Don't take their word for what it is that they say they do, or where they lived, or who they used to live with, or what happened with their relationships. You become a detective and you investigate, because it may mean your life. And I mean investigate. And if they don't like it and they pull away from you and they, don't want to talk to you no more, good. That may be God pulling them away to go on about their business, to go with someplace else, unfortunately, but to leave you the heck alone. If they're like, oh no, you don't need to be, well, too bad. Because if they don't have anything to hide, they would not have a problem. She found out something about this man, and she left him less than 2 months after marriage. And when people threaten you, take it seriously. I tell you guys, do not underestimate these people. Don't get out your cars and just be walking straight ahead. Look at your surroundings. If you are a situation where somebody is threatening you, you need to make people aware of what is going on, because these people will lash out. But a really, really good way is to hire a private eye, to put a tracker on their car, and to do surveillance on them, take pictures, because they're going to find a pattern. The private eye I had tracked this person for some weeks, and there was a pattern as to what they did. Had, somebody been tracking him, they would have seen him either stalking her, whatever the case may be. And even up to the point of coming up to the school. But she didn't tell anyone at the school. They had no idea. They just thought she had just got married. Maybe he was bringing her some lunch. He shot 10 times. Wicked. These are wolves in sheep's clothing. He used religion to get to her. That's why I tell you, these people are the wheat and the tares. There's a separation going on. They know who has light in them. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. And I will say that over and over again. That's Satan's sole purpose, especially God's children, the Most High's children. They target us because they see the light in us and they think it's a joke. So guys, I know this has been a long episode. His Facebook page is still up, but that's why I'm going over this, so we won't miss those signs. But even looking on his Facebook page, she didn't even comment. There's nothing near where she commented. Some of the stuff he talked about was crazy, and then it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Something was clearly wrong with him. Whatever the case may be, he was a sociopath for sure, but there was something wrong with him, and he hid that side of him. This is the wedding pictures. Let me go back to this. Now, I showed you her daughters. The wedding pictures, February 6th. They hadn't even been married. Look at this. I wonder if she got married in a church where she was buried at. Lord Jesus. She married the devil. Lord have mercy on her soul and spirit. Wow, she was intelligent, book-wise. Too bad she wasn't street smart. Clearly, she didn't know what she was dealing with for years of dealing with the demon. Oh, that's true. She didn't know. But this is her getting married to him in February, and 2 months later, she's gone. Yeah, I think this is the same. This is the same place where they buried her. And I think this is the same man, because they have her memorial service online. He played at her wedding, and then he played at her. That's her daughter at her wedding. That's a shame. Wow. And that was February. That's her dad. Lord Jesus. Her son. Yep, that's her son. That's her dad, the wedding. So she had a small wedding, and her daughter was her. Yep. So these people are sinister. It's just disgusting. And it's just disgusting. Like, yeah. People are posting stuff on his webpage. January 29th, he updated his picture. So this man, immediately after he got in with her, he obviously started with some violence. Lord, people are sitting up here posting stuff on his Facebook. Cedric, you're still a piece of shit. I mean, people are just angry, and it's understandably so. But yeah, this is his page, and he had a lot of scriptures he quoted, but it doesn't matter how many scriptures somebody posts. It doesn't matter. He did that to capture her. They find out what's important to you, and that's what they do. Religion and her spirituality was important to her, but he was a demon inside. This is what they do. They keep that mask on, but they can't keep it on long. That's why it's good to date somebody for at least 2 years. Their mask will slip. Yep. He's posted a lot of stuff about death and, dying and stuff like that. It's just very crazy. His posts. Some of his posts were really, really, just really weird, and shows you that his mind wasn't right about death and dying, crashes, that type of stuff. It's like, what is that about? 5 reasons every couple should have sex before marriage. What do you think? Well, if you are a Christian, and this was dated July 28th, 2016. So clearly he wasn't, do you see what I'm saying? Then somebody said, look, somebody said something really nasty. So this man, he was definitely living a double, triple, quadruple life, y'all. And that's why you need to go and do background checks on these mofos before you get involved with them and bring kids into the situation, or bring them even into your family or into your house. So I went to do the background from her wedding, her daughter's wedding, to her homecoming, to his background. He was disgusting. These people are stalkers. There's somebody said, I thought she had moved with her kids. Why is she at the house? So something, I don't know. There's somebody, I can't tell you. Something, that was 2016. So that might have been that lady who, took him to court and got away. Something happened. I don't know what, but something happened at 2016. Now look at this. This is very telling. This is what he wrote, July 2016. The truth of the matter is, when people get fed up, people get killed. It's the folks who think they have nothing to lose with their evil ways that puts innocent people at risk to die. Most fed up people kill the innocent. This man was, look. This was around the time, I think, when he was having a situation in 2016 with one of the domestic violence with his girlfriend. Yeah. Sending love to France. I don't know if that was a message for him to his other girlfriend. Maybe she hightailed it. She didn't come to court. I think it was 2016. And maybe she went back to the country. I'm telling you. So, yeah, this is, see, he had all these violence and accidents. This weird stuff he would post, and it didn't make sense. Jealousy makes people tell the worst lies on you. Projection. Lots of projection. So that's why you look at their YouTube, if they have a YouTube channel, look at their Facebook and see what they're posting. And from this, I would have been like, this man is crazy. I would have said that just from his Facebook. I'd be like, no, boo-boo. No, boo-boo kitty. You all the way messed up, and you all the way better leave me alone. No, nada, no. But But see, they hide these parts of them. So, sex, suicide, and suspicion. This is like some of the stuff why? Just really crazy. Just very crazy stuff that he would post. Look at this now. I always talk about witchcraft, right? These people are possessed with demons. I wouldn't be surprised if he had been a part of the occult or dealt with some stuff like that. I'm telling you. July 5th, 2016. Witchcraft is witchcraft. Are you crazy? Fool, hide your money. These people are into that stuff. Whether you want to believe it or not. Heavy. And that's one thing I'm going to have to, get into. I've been getting into it. But, just want to show y'all that this man had a problem. He had a history, and he was never going to change. These people don't change. I don't care what they tell you by way of that DSM-5 or they get on some medication. These people, this is ingrained in their soul. The only thing that can help them is the Most High God to touch them and heal them. Outside of that, nothing is going to help these people. So guys, I hope you watch this, look at this, and understand that there's certain signs. That's her beautiful daughter who just got married. There are red flags, but do background checks on these folks. If you have to hire a private investigator and you're not really sure and they're telling you, oh, I live here, I live there, hire a private investigator before you go deep into something with these people. Don't let them in your house. Don't get married to them. You could get 2 years of dating and some investigating. It'll let you know what these people are doing. But y'all, this beautiful woman, God rest your soul, Miss Karen Smith, and condolences to her children, her parents. They had to bury their daughter. But this is just another evidence of a relationship with a person who's a liar, a thief, a narcissist, a sociopath, and how they can impact so many lives. Look how many lives he's impacted by taking hers away. Her children, her grandchildren that she had and could possibly have, her parents, another child in the classroom with her. He went to her place of work and killed her. These people have no heart. They have no empathy. Yes. And though this happened in 2017, it is so fresh because this man was a demon. And by all means, don't think that these people who say that they love you won't hesitate to hurt you. Do your due diligence, ladies and gentlemen. Run them background checks. Don't let them in your house. Don't let them know your routine. Don't necessarily let them know where you work. Keep them as mysterious as they are. You investigate them. And if they so hell-bent and upset that you investigate them that they disappear, you dodged a bullet. Trust and believe. So guys, I'll bring you more content like this. It does take a lot of research to do, but these stories have a resounding thread that goes through all of them. And we have to do our due diligence these days. These people are out here on the prey. They prey on people. He knew this woman was a good woman. He knew it. He knew it. Yes, he did. So y'all, tell me what you think about this story. Did you hear about it? Any of these behaviors, were they evident in your relationship with the person that you were with as far as domestic violence? This person had a pattern, but if y'all start seeing and do background checks and you see misdemeanor assault and battery, that's domestic violence, that's abuse. They should just call it abuse. Because I think the person, what they had, misdemeanor assault, but he put a pillow over that woman's head. So guys, I guess misdemeanor is the lower charge, but I think above that is, it wouldn't be a misdemeanor, it would just be assault and battery. Or I don't know how the charges go because I'm not familiar with the terms. But if you see somebody on their record, their history, no can do. No. Start speaking in tongues, speaking another language, but no, me no understand. Just get them the heck away from you. Don't let them try to explain, because they'll try to explain it to death, to the point where, oh no, it wasn't me. She abused me. She hit me. No, absolutely not. Let them go figure out their life with somebody else. But do you see how these people take these beautiful people, these beautiful, beautiful people, and this domestic violence is real, y'all. I have another story I'm working on. I'm like, Lord, whew, it's heavy, because this story touched me, because this woman was such a beautiful light that he snuffed out. Beautiful children. Beautiful family. He knew it. And he knew that she had told her family about him, and she wanted out, and she would have annulled that marriage, but he was not letting her go. Disgusting. So guys, these are the stories I'm going to bring to you to let you know this is real. Don't you ever underestimate these entities, these demonic people. Don't do it ever. If they threaten you, you go record it, do what you got to do, and get your order of protection, which sometimes doesn't always stop them. But at the same time, you have a record. But due diligence, I did due diligence. I hired the private eye. That was my money I had to spend. I know everybody doesn't have it, and I really didn't have it. I put it on a credit card. But look, I knew this person, screws wasn't all right there. And I know that they have a tendency to stalk. I know they have a tendency to sneak. I still watch them. I see them. I still watch them, because I see cars that look familiar. I say, oh, okay. You want to play that game? Don't play those games with those people. When you see something, you get that private eye on the phone and be like, look, because they'll use other people's cars. So you got to find out where they work, follow them to work, see if they're using other people's cars. If you have a good private eye, he'll figure out what car they use, if they're switching up cars. This is the type of, these people are, you got to think 10 steps ahead of them. They will lay low for a good long time too. They're like that. They're real patient when it comes to skullduggery. But anyway, y'all, this is, may God rest her soul. I know she's in heaven smiling down, and I'm having to use a story about a beautiful woman like this to show you that this is real, guys. Okay. This narcissistic personality disorder, sociopathy, malignant narcissists, they are real. They are rampant, and they come to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell, and that way you'll be updated and notified of all of my new videos. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next upload of Can We Talk with Monique. Peace, y'all.